Good afternoon. Welcome to the Long Live the First Amendment and Free Speech podcast. Free Press Media Press Inc. organizes this podcast. I'm Andrew Bouchard. I would like to think most people know about Westboro Baptist Church, but I found out sometimes people don't. One time I was talking to a blogger, a YouTuber on the internet, and they were a Calvinist of all things, yet when I talked about Fred Phelps and Westboro Baptist Church, it was all new to them. So in case you don't know who Westboro Baptist Church is, they're that church that everybody dislikes because they picket with extreme signs such as God hates, bleep, 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 slur for homosexuals mostly, and then all sorts of signs that go off of that. God hates America, God hates this, God hates that, and many versions and alternatives of that general theme. A lot of people respond to Westboro Baptist Church with hate. Whether that's good or not is for you to decide. I don't think it is. But they come to our attention today because they went to the Supreme Court for their picketing. One of the people they picketed was a soldier who died, Matthew Snyder. And if you know something about Westboro Baptist Church, one thing they like to do is go after the military for some reason or another. They are fixated on going after the military, particularly through their funeral pickets. This case, Snyder versus Phelps, first was tried in a court, and the jury ruled that Westboro Baptist Church was guilty of a civil offense because their signs against Matthew Snyder and their internet commentary on it hurt the surviving father. But Westboro appealed, and the appeals court ruled in Westboro's favor. When that happened, I rejoiced, not because I'm sadistic, not because I like what Westboro is doing, though some people say that, but because I love the First Amendment. I remember in school, they taught us the First Amendment is so glorious that it allows almost any type of thing. Certainly not every type, but almost any type of thing. Even the most extreme thing, even things that go against the government. So this was a victory for that. And then Snyder's family didn't like that decision, so they appealed it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled the appeals court was right in stating that Westboro had a right. So Westboro should not have been sued. So Westboro won that. Westboro later made a video after the case, and they made a picket sign. The picket sign says, "Thank God for 10.9 million." In the video, they proclaim how this is a good thing, how they're going to use it for good. The famous verse from the Bible, God uses everything for good. And other verses like, don't fear an evil report. This case takes the First Amendment to the next level. Thus, I applaud it. I would like to read from you Judge Roberts' opinion, at least part of it, as this affirms the glory of the First Amendment. Westboro believes that America is morally flawed. Many Americans might feel the same way about Westboro. Westboro's funeral picketing is certainly hurtful, and its contribution to public discourse may be negligible. But Westboro addressed matters of public import on public property in a peaceful manner, in full compliance with the guidance of local officials. The speech was indeed planned to coincide with Matthew Snyder's funeral, but did not itself disrupt that funeral, and Westboro's choice to conduct its picketing at the time and place did not alter the nature of its speech. Speech is powerful. It can stir people to action, move them to tears of both joy and sorrow, and, as it did here, inflict great pain. On the facts before us, we cannot react to that pain by punishing the speaker. As a nation, we have chosen a different course to protect even hurtful speech on public issues to ensure we do not stifle public debate. The choice requires that we shield Westboro from tort liability for its picketing in this case. The judgment of the United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit is affirmed. It is so ordered. Hooray, hooray, the First Amendment wins. May we always take it to the next level, even for people like Westboro. I read this case before I recorded this podcast because I wanted to review it again. I wanted to familiar myself with it. So, I'm going to cite it in the case notes. The Supreme Court has a blog, and they use a casetext.com link where they have the opinion. So what can we do to take the First Amendment to the next level? We may not be Westboro. I don't want to be Westboro. But we can all take the First Amendment to the next level. How can you advance the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and third parties today? Long live the First Amendment and free speech. Goodbye.